Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning here in Austin, Texas. This is day 603 of the 3 Plus Minutes of Planks Challenge, and as always, I am filled with gratitude. Thoughts on my mind today. I'm going to use a term that I've heard Pastor Michael Todd say before. Hot, humble, open, and transparent. I don't talk about it as much, but I am in the midst of a divorce, and I just want to tell you a story about it. We got to a space where we were trying to be very amicable, and unfortunately it didn't work out. And I ended up having to get a lawyer. So I had a good friend of mine, Nikki from church, recommend another gentleman, Dave from church, who was a lawyer. I reached out to Dave, and Dave was saying he was in the tail end of his career, so he recommended another gentleman by the name of Dave. Now, at the time, I didn't even have the money to see a lawyer, but I knew that I needed to see one. So I just went in for a consultation. I had a discussion with him, and I had this feeling that I needed him. But the problem was I didn't have the money. So what happened was, the moment I left his office, I got a text from my stepmother. You see, my dad had passed away a couple of years ago, and she had just recently sold the property in Nigeria. Now, the retainer for the lawyer was $5,000. Once again, I didn't have it. But the amazing thing that happened was, I get that text from my stepmother telling me that she was sending me money. I asked her, just for giggles, how much was it? It was exactly that $5,000. So I ended up using Dave. Now, the interesting thing about it is I hadn't talked much to him besides just the facts of the case and things of the sort. And last Friday, we just had a mediation before we had to go to trial. We ended up settling, and so we're figuring it out and getting the divorce over. But here's the amazing thing about it all. There was a moment as I was in the mediation with a gentleman that I hadn't talked so much to, beyond just the things of the divorce. And the Holy Spirit told me to tell that gentleman that he needs to be a judge. So I told him. And he told me all the reasons why he shouldn't be able to do it. And the Holy Spirit kept telling me to tell him, do it. I tell that story because one of the things that I realize is that any and everything in this life happens for a reason. I'm not a big fan of lawyers in that way, especially in times of divorce. But what I do realize is that I was supposed to meet Dave, and I was supposed to tell him those things. I realized I saw all the breadcrumbs that God and the Holy Spirit was leaving. And instead of running from it, I just kept going along in that path. And I share that because a lot of us go through those things. And if we're open and receptive, if we're humble, honest, and transparent, we'll see them come along every time. Anyway, that's just my thoughts for the day. Be blessed today and every day. Love you guys. Peace.